Rosie O'Donnell, Joy Behar, Rabbi Kleinbaum. Rabbi Kleinbaum, I think you're always happiest when you have a few drag queens around you, right?
I am.
Yes.
This is my happy place.
Yes, very good, very good. Let's go back. Rosie, Eric E., what's your all-time favorite Madonna song?
Oh, gosh. I love that song, Pink Elephants and Lemonade. It's like not even a popular one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
A Ray of Light, I think, is her best record. I love that one. I think she's amazing as well.
Tyler H., Rosie, looking back, do you wish you took Bob Barker's job on The Price is Right when you retired?
100%. And I begged for it. I went and met with them, and I told them.
What happened?
They wanted to do it in L.A., and I wanted to do it in New York and have Broadway guys be the Carol Merrill people, and, you know. But they went with Drew, who I think is great. I still watch it every day. It's still my favorite show.
Wow.
If Drew's ever sick of it, I'm so in there.
Really?
Yes.
Would you go to L.A. and do it?
I don't. I have 5 kids, and you know, 4 of them are still sort of around.
Yeah.
And so it's tough to do something in LA. I mean, Smilf, we did half of it in LA, and hopefully next season we'll be doing it in Boston. That would be a lot easier for me.
Back to the phones. Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
Hi, it's Jeanette from California.
Hey, Jeanette, what's your question?
I have a question for Rosie.
Hi.
Since you're a fan of both of them, what did you think about Patti Lupone saying that Madonna is a movie killer and couldn't act her way out of a paper bag?
She said that on this show.
I saw it.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I love Patti Lupone, and I guess it's hard if you were Evita to watch the other person be Evita.
Right.
And, you know, Broadway legends, divas, are notoriously catty. Right. So, I don't know. I forgive Patti Lupone because there is only one man who can lead any workers' regime.
How many times have you seen Hello, Dolly?
3 times so far.
Yeah.
Hamilton,
Really?
I just saw this weekend, for the 27th time.
Did you, I mean, so I've seen Hello, Dolly twice, and I cried, I mean...
Oh, God, yes. Opening night was, like, glorious.
Yes,
remember.
Yes.
It was just...
What do you mean you cried?
Oh, my
I
God.
cried gay tears.
You didn't
Put
cry
on your
at Hello,
Sunday
Dolly?
clothes.
Why?
When she walked out on the stage, I was a sobbing ball
Yes.
of... I was like, ah! First of all,
When the train came out?
Oh, my gosh. To see Bette Midler do anything, first of all...
It doesn't bring me to tears, though. She's great, but why cry?
All right, now I'm going to say something that is not meant in any way to be snarky, but because you are of similar age to her, you don't have the reverence for her that I do,
No,
right?
I do not.
Right, because she's Barbara, too, 20 years.
I like her.
Sometimes I think it's funny that your name is Joy.
You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm a comedian. Comedian's a negative. Positive's not funny, okay? So
you know what? And that's what you get for mouthing off to a comedian.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I cried my eyes out. And I think that she's just, to see her live, if you can, go.
I figured Rabbi Kleinbaum did. You cried your eyes out?
Oh, totally
Yes.
cried my eyes. Why are you crying, though? That doesn't make any
They're
sense.
tears of joy. They're gay, happy tears.
I think there might be a thing about the gay thing.
Yeah, right.
I think that's it.
You think?
Yeah.
She's our gay queen.
Back to the phones. Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
Hi, Andy. This is Hava. I'm sending you a big hug from Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm sending you a hug back. What's your question?
Thank you. Well, firstly, I love your books. I hope Superficial isn't your last diary.
Thank you. It won't
please.
be. Thanks.
Yes. Well, my question's for both those bodacious, beautiful broads on your panel. Hi, Joy.
Hi.
Rosie.
Hi.
Hi.
Megan McCain is from Arizona.
Yes, she is.
Just saying.
Excellent. Well, my question is, what was the energy like backstage after Rosie and Elizabeth's split screen fight?
That day?
Yeah.
The fateful day.
Remember that day?
The day.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of that whole thing, and I was saying, what are we on, PBS? Why don't they go to commercial?
That's exactly right. Why didn't they go to commercial? And why did they go on the split screen? It was Bill Getty's wet dream that day. You know, honestly.
What happened after? Did you just leave the building
Yes, I
immediately?
did. No, I waited
was
till the end of the
furious.
show, and I did actually a couple of segments with her afterwards, Elizabeth, and I was, then I walked into my dressing room, I got my stuff, and I walked out, and I knew I would never go back.
And she never came back to the show.
No. Because if you're on a basketball team and somebody on your own team trips you on the court as you're trying to do a layup, it's time to leave the team.
Well, let me ask you this. Was it the director, was it the EP tripping you up, or was it her? Because the point of the show is to disagree. I mean, not the point of the show, but I mean, it's a discussion, whatever.
Yeah, I had told them that I wasn't going back the next season. I thought that was maybe offended some people. I think that Bill Getty and I, the executive producer, who's a very right-wing Republican, we did not get along at all. And, you know, it was it was like a high school girl fight that you saw play out on live TV, you know?
Back to the phones. Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
Well,
no, I mean, I'm happy to keep talking.
No, it's fine. Let's go. Move on.
I would like to know, what was it that she said specifically that made you so mad? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was that I had tried, when I took the job, I had tried to be so nice to her. No. Like, no matter what she said, no matter what she did, I even tried to sort of help her and brought her to her first Broadway show. And, you know, did everything I could to sort of be loving. It was my kind of mitzvah in my own mind. I'm going to take this job and I'm going to love this kid no matter what. Right? And so then when that happened and Fox News went crazy saying that, you know, I was a terrorist supporter because I questioned, should the United States invade a country that had nothing to do with 9/11? Right.
Well, you were right.
I know I was right about many things on that program, but I was a little bit ahead of the curve, truthfully. A lot of things that I said then that people were so offended by now are taken as the commonplace truth. So.
Right.
You know,
so she would not give that to you.
Well, not only that, they went on this weekend and Fox News, the shows that she was on, often as a guest, they just sort of lambasted me, and she did not say anything. She didn't, you know, she sat silent. And I was like, you know, you're kind of a coward to do that. You can't, you know who I am. Do you think that that's who I am? And
if she had come to you after or stood up for you publicly and said, you know, do you think that would have changed your opinion about coming back to the show or continuing with the show? Or at that point, were you equally as upset with the EP at the time?
Of course. Well, I was more upset with him because I was the producer of my own show, so I know what a split screen is.
Right.
It doesn't happen without practice. It doesn't happen. They had never done a split screen on the show before, so, you know, I think they wanted...
Why don't you blame the director instead of the EP, though?
Well, I think that,
he gave the directive?
And Bill, and they, you know, you know, it was an unhealthy environment there. Wouldn't you say? There were a lot of secrets about some of the staff members that you were not allowed to say, like a severely dysfunctional family involving relationships that you were not allowed to talk about, and children that were there that you couldn't discuss where they came from, and it was a crazy-ass dysfunctional family, and I walked in the middle of it, and they all had been living it for such a long time that I was like, are you kidding me? We're not allowed to acknowledge what is in front of our face. And look, Joy's like, I'm not saying anything, because... But this is the truth, and one of the people involved in that was one of the people involved in the split screen, and so it was, to me, a little bit of a get back at Rosie day for noticing what was blatantly obvious, like President Trump is a criminal, blatantly obvious that people didn't want to maybe face at the time.
That's interesting.
Do you find that inaccurate?
I'm not saying anything.
Well,
I still work there.
Oh,
and you know what? Every TV show I've ever been on has been somewhat dysfunctional. I bet this place is, too.
You know what? Amazingly enough, I mean, unless I'm totally blind, there is very little drama on
Really?
the show,
What about the sex with the dogs back there?
They just said they agree in the control room. Well, sex with dogs is normal.
Okay.
We'll edit that out.
I will say, Joy kept a diary of
the year that you were there. I did.
The year that you were there.
How was it?
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was a hard year.
To read it. It was hard for you to read it?
No, it was hard to be there.
Yeah.
That was a rough year.
The first time I was there?
The time that you came on after the Star and Meredith left.
Yes, that was the hardest.
year. That was a hard year.
Yeah, and what do you think the main reason was for that?
Everything was in turmoil. First of all, Meredith left. I was very at sea about that.
Yeah.
I was pals with the girl, and now she's gone, and I was unmoored. And Barbara was acting crazy that year, too.
Right, exactly. and I went in there, and everyone was like, you know, oh, she's going to fight all the time with Elizabeth, and she's going to, you know, I don't know. It seemed like at first it was going fine, you know, and then I decided not to go back, and it kind of, I don't know. Listen, I don't think I'm at my best when I'm talking politics. I really don't, because I get so angry and I get so enraged at the injustice. And
That's why you have to have fun with it. That's why I wrote this book, The Great Gas Bag, because it's a funny book. I think that people need to have a few laughs with Donald Trump. Otherwise, we're all going to be crazed. We're going to kill ourselves.
Let me ask you this, Rosie, because it is the state that we're in, and I really think that cable news has really us all over the last, because no one is able to communicate and talk to each other, you know, when you're on, we're all very angry, and it's a big problem that we can't sit down and have a conversation with each other.
Well, I think one of the main problems is that people want to argue facts, and I want to talk about feelings.
Right.
Right? So you could say a fact, Elizabeth said a fact to me, well, it's not my thing to defend you. My feelings were, aren't you my friend who'd been at my house?
Right.
Didn't we go together with our children to see Barney? I'm talking about the feeling, right? So what I don't want people on, even MSNBC, I want to call them up and go, can I do an hour at noon just to break up the endless talking heads about facts? I want to talk about how it feels to have this corrupt sexual predator be the leader of the free world. And if you were a child who grew up in the home with a male sexual predator, how unbelievably triggering this is, and how so many people are living with intense PTSD as a result of this man. I think part of the reason that all of these sexual abuse issues are coming out is because he was so blatantly dismissive of his sexual predation.
Predation.
Thank you. Joy, she was a teacher, very smart. That he just dismissed it, and all these women and some men just said, enough.
Yeah.
Enough. I'm not going to stand by, and I had to as a kid because I had no power and no voice, but I don't have to as an adult.
All right. Hey, caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
Hi, Andy. It's Betsy from Phoenix.
Hey, Betsy, what's your question?
I love you, Andy.
Love
My
you.
question is for Joy.
Okay.
And
Love
it's
you,
how
Andy.
has Meghan McCain been? How has Meghan McCain been adjusting to The View? And what is the most surprising thing that you've agreed with her on?
What was the first part?
How's Meghan
she
McCain adjusting on The View?
Adjusting?
And have you, what's a surprising thing that you have
She and I
agreed
are
with her?
very friendly.
Yeah.
I like her. I think that she sticks to her guns. I correct her facts some once in a while, so does, you know, we get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Her father, you know, is a hero at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he has a very high rating from the NRA, notwithstanding,
Right.
he is speaking truth to power.
Yeah.
And one of the only ones who is.
Yep.
And I respect that. I respect that she comes from that family.
I like talking to her. She's a guest on this show
She's a nice
frequently,
kid.
and I like talking politics with her. She's someone who I can sit down and we can disagree and we can have a
Right.
real conversation. And it's so nice to find someone on the other side that you can do
She
that
must be
with.
having a hard time right now. Her father has that very severe brain tumor that,
Yes.
and it's hard for her. She's a kid.
Last call of the night. Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
I'm Nancy, and I'm calling from Salt Lake City. And Andy, I just want to thank you for all the entertainment you provide.
Thank you.
How sweet.
Thanks.
I love all of your shows.
Thanks.
You're awesome.
Thanks.
My question is for Joy.
Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Joy,
listening.
out of all of your years on The View, which of your co-hosts has given you the best holiday gift?
Wow, that's a good question.
Whoopi.
she give you?
Well, Whoopi, she was collecting Bakelite for a while, and she got bored with it, and she gave me all her Bakelite.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a great gift.
That's a great
Barbara once gave us a TV set, a small one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She also gave us one of the Rolex, not a Rolex, what's that other, a Cartier watch,
Wow.
which
Wow.
I cannot find for the life of me.
Oh.
You know, and Barbara likes to re-gift though.
Yeah.
Does she?
Oh yeah.
Really?
She shops in her closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You got to check the boxes, people.
Right.
'Cause there's often little cards in there. You know?
I want to thank Rosie O'Donnell and Joy Behar. What a great time. All of our contestants and Rabbi Sharon Kleinbaum. See you next time, everybody. Good night. Thanks for watching. Watch more clips here and subscribe to our channel here. See ya.